Hey guys, so it's 8 in the morning and we are gonna be starting off our day. As you can see, I'm a little husky, but that's how it is whenever you just woke up, I think. I wanna show you guys how it's like for somebody like me who's a musician, professional one at that, I hope, sometimes. Hopefully, I can show you guys how I balance my daily life, being a father, being a husband, with everything I do with my music. Let me go ahead and do the things I do in the morning, and then we'll go catch a beat, or we'll go make a beat or something like that, or a song. I'm not advertising this. So you gotta brush your teeth always. I ended up fixing my hair because I don't want you guys watching the video and saying, man, this guy's terrible. Like, he didn't even fix his hair or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some coffee before we begin our day. Coffee is definitely very, very important. Let's go. All right, well, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You're welcome. It's coffee. Okay. Bruh. This is the breakfast right here. Now, it's really not impossible to do the things that you want to do in life. It's not where you have to let go of something and do one thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Ooh, I like that blue light. All right, I'll show you guys the studio later on. If you guys are watching this from the very beginning up until now, congratulations, you made it. This video is more for how to balance a musician's life and being a father, a husband at the same time. So if you're in that category, then this video is not for you, because I'm doing a terrible job at it. I know you've definitely heard of the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. That's exactly how things do play out in this business. A little bit of background about myself, and I don't want to get too much of it because it's not something that you guys want to hear. It's boring. It's weird. I used to be part of a boy band. And we were pretty, not really big. I've been making music since I was like 13. I used to carry around a portable Tascam recorder. That's how it was, man. I had my Shure microphone, and that's where I was recording. I had my Yamaha PSR keyboard. It was an old keyboard. I forgot what it was, like a 250 or something like that, or 350. Yeah, somewhere along those lines. I totally forgot. It's been a while. Yeah, I used to carry those things everywhere I go, and I would sleep at different houses, trying to record with different people, trying to hook up with other artists. And eventually, I got to the point where I learned so many things that I was able to start doing different things on my own, which is actually really cool. So let's get to it. This is day one, and hopefully you guys are gonna watch the video from beginning until the end, and hopefully you guys learn something. Okay? All right, so it's a little messy right now, so we're gonna start using the camera. I'm just charging it. I haven't charged it. So that's what it is right there. That's the baby right there. All right, so welcome to Jive Music Productions, of course, and welcome to Yo Dad Music. I like it because my son, he's the one that did the beat tag for all my music. The way he just said it was just so catchy, so I'm like, man, you know what?
Yo, Dad!
Let's use it, big boy. I've been making beats for a really long time. Actually, not beats, but songs. I never realized that beat making was such a big thing until 5 or 6 years ago. That was around the time when I was working 2 jobs, taking care of my son, because he was just a baby. Now he's 9 years old. So now I get all this free time because I don't have to make milk every 2 hours. But anyways, all right, let's get to it. I'm gonna show you guys this beat and how I did it. I really, really love this song, and hopefully you guys will too. But it's one of those, once you hear it, it's like, dang, dude, like, how did you do that? Like, let's get into it.
Yo, Dad, this beat on fire. This beat on fire. This beat on fire.
Fucking badass. Okay, I'm sorry for the language, but I'm gonna show you guys how I actually made this beat. When I usually write songs, I try to go with the emotion I was feeling at that exact moment. So when I was writing this song, I was actually feeling good, man. I was like, I came from the gym, which I don't do very often nowadays, but once in a while I still go. I wanted to write something that was just like a feel-good music. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video as my first video for day one. You guys want to go check out the website, you guys can go over there and you'll be able to see some of my music. You guys will see the Beat Store as well. So just go ahead and click on Beat Store and then you guys will see Yo Dad Music. Be sure to subscribe. Now, when I first started out making this beat, I wanted to have a guitar. Ableton's got so many stock samples that are actually really amazing. There was one sample here that I found, and it was actually for a guitar, and I ended up using that as my inspiration to begin writing the song. So what I did was I put it on a sampler. Ableton's got one of the most amazing samplers. I went ahead and got one of my instruments that sounded like a real guitar. So I just started playing it. Now, when I was writing this, I heard this one guitar that did a strum. So it did this. So I'm like, wow, hey man, that sounds a little catchy. Let's try to work with that. So I ended up building chords around it. You do need to know a little bit about chord progressions in order to start off somewhere. Reason being is you can't just, play one chord and then that's it. I was just playing around with it, trying to figure out what would be a good chord progression after that. Something that would still feel good, be in that feel good category. So I ended up just doing like this melody. Let me play you guys a little bit of, the chord progression I used. So G7, and then it goes to an. There you go. That was the whole basis of the song, and I ended up writing the whole song using those chords, and then a couple more actually. Especially that chord right there. I love that chord. That's an E minor 7. But the rest of the other chords, you guys are gonna have to listen by ear. If you guys can see my fingers, I'm trying to hide it from you guys. Okay. Oh, no. All right. Anyways, so I started building from that guitar drop right there. When I finally was able to do that, the chord progression, everything started to come into place. So I needed like a pre-chorus or sort of like a bridge to add. So what I did was another chord progression, but this time working towards going back to the chorus. So this is what it sounds like. So there you go. I wanted to create just something simple, nothing too fancy. Whenever I write a song, I definitely want to create space for myself, for my vocals. When I sing a song, I want to make sure that I add different harmonies to it. I imagine myself being the other artist who might be singing, along or might be rapping to this song. Definitely want to give them space. You don't want to overdo each song to make it sound, oh my gosh, this is such a badass song. But then when you throw your vocals in it, it's like, oh no, man, it doesn't sound good anymore. Like why? Because you put too much into the beat, and you definitely don't want that. If you're aiming to have somebody rap or sing on your beats, I would recommend to definitely have a little bit of space. Not unless you're doing something very dramatic or you're doing something very orchestral. So that's what it is. I just wanted like a simple beat. Feels good. I started out with, I think it was 105 beats per minute, and I ended up taking it down to 95. So sometimes you just gotta keep going either up or down depending on the song, so how it progresses. Again, this is just very, very simple. And then I doubled the snare just to give it a little bit more life. A little bit of that, I forgot what it's called, but anyways, it's a dance. Something like that. Let's call it. There's a name for it. If you guys know it, go ahead and put it on the comment section. So that goes along with the snare and the kick that I have. Bouncy, right? I told y'all I ain't playing around, man. That's how I started the song. Now, I never knew how to write beats. I always just wrote songs because as an artist, I always felt like I needed to sing or rap in my songs. It wasn't something that I created and then I just left it alone. You don't do that. I mean, I don't know about some other people. Whenever I write a song, I want to make sure that people are going to be able to relate. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. So with the snare clap, it just adds a little bit more variation to the song or to the beat. This is definitely the intro, right? Now, when the intro comes in, I don't want to use the same style. It's better to have, again, variations. Variations are ways to differentiate your verses from your chorus to your bridge and then back to your chorus. So everything sort of flows that way, and this is what the verse sounds like. So I just took the same wave, but I just changed it, turned it into this. I added a little bit of flanger on it, EQ'd it a little bit so that way it doesn't mess around with the bass frequencies. But when it comes to writing a song, I don't usually mix right away. I'll EQ a few things here and there just to make sure I get the right tone for each instrument that I use, but most of the time you definitely don't want to write a song and then mix at the same time because it's going to mess you up. You know, I know, I've done it so many times. All right, so I added another guitar, which is a mute guitar. That way it adds a funk, you know, to the song. Again, let me play it to you guys, the verse. Very subtle. If you guys can hear it, it just has that. Alright. Last but not least, I believe it's actually really catchy, the bass. A lot of people, they go the other way around. Some people, they start with the beat, with the bass, and then the beat. It doesn't really matter for me. Whatever will allow you to finish the song in a way where it's how you want it to be, or sound how you want it to be. That's what you just gotta go with it. So I ended up using a slap bass on it, and this is what it sounds like. Sounds cool, doesn't it? You just gotta sort of play around with the things you do in the studio, because that's where your creativity comes out. So I wrote the song, how long ago? Like 3 years ago, and I'm just now releasing it. I don't know why, but being a dad and a husband and also working 2 jobs does that to you. You gotta pay the bills, baby. It's one of those things where sometimes you kind of have to balance things, and now I'm able to balance it. Because at first it was really hard trying to balance everything out because my wife don't work. Why? Because rather than put our son in daycare, you can handle everything at home and let me do all the the dirty work. Let's go back to this, and basically that's a short tutorial of how I created the song. I also added like a sub bass, an 808 variation. I structured the song. If I can sing on it, then or rap on it, then I'm sure other artists can do the same thing. So if you guys do want to purchase the song, if you guys want to hear the entire song, go ahead and head over to my website, jaimusicproductions.com. The link is going to be down below. I will see you guys on the next video. So there's no one day anymore. So there's no one day, it's day one. And hopefully you guys were inspired by some of the things I showed you. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can always comment down below. I'm an open person, open book right here. So everything that I know, that I've learned through my experiences, I've traveled quite a lot doing the things that I've done. So hopefully I can impart some of these gifts, some of these things. It's a blessing. Let's put it that way. So, if I could grace you guys with it, by all means, stay blessed now. Do subscribe, click on the bell so you guys can be updated on my next video, and we'll go from there, okay? I'll see you guys. God bless you all.